Hey everyone, and welcome to a deep dive that's going to totally change how you think about playing pool.
Oh, yeah,
We're going to explore how to improve your 8-ball game,
absolutely.
but not by focusing on your stance or your grip.
Right.
We're going way deeper into your brain.
Ah,
We're going to be unlocking the power of something called the Reticular Activating System,
yes.
or
RAS.
RES, to up your game.
It's fascinating
Yeah.
how much of our success, like in any field, including cool, hinges on this often overlooked part of the brain.
Okay, so for those who haven't encountered the RES before,
Right.
can you give us the quick rundown?
Think of the RAS like a filter for your brain.
Okay.
It sorts through just the constant barrage of information coming at you and decides what's important enough for you to consciously notice.
So in a noisy bar,
Yeah.
it's helping me focus on my friend's voice
Yeah.
and not like the clinking glasses or other conversations.
And here's the really cool part. You can actually train your RAS to focus on specific things
Really?
that will help you improve your pool game, like spotting those killer shots
Oh, wow.
and patterns that you might have missed before.
That's what we're deep diving into today, right?
Yes.
Our sources lay out a 4-step process to do just that.
Okay.
Setting a specific goal,
Yeah.
visualization, practicing with intent,
Uh-huh.
and reinforcing progress.
A solid framework.
Okay.
It all starts with getting crystal clear about what you want to achieve.
So instead of just vaguely wanting to get better,
Right.
we need a laser focus.
Precisely.
Okay.
A vague goal doesn't give your RAS a clear target to lock onto.
Right.
Think about setting a specific goal, like mastering bank shots or consistently controlling the cue ball's position after a shot.
So saying out loud, I'm going to sink every bank shot I attempt tonight before I play
Yes,
would be a good tactic.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Putting it into words, even
Yeah.
writing it down, activates your RAS and primes it to notice the things that will help you achieve that goal.
That's a great tip.
Yeah.
And I think this is the good place to move on to the next step.
Okay.
Visualization.
Mm-hmm.
I have to admit,
Sure.
this one always sounds a bit mystical to me.
I understand the skepticism, but the science behind visualization is compelling.
Okay.
When you vividly imagine yourself making the perfect shot,
Mm-hmm.
seeing the cue ball glide across the felt, and hearing that satisfying thunk as the 8-ball drops,
Yeah.
your brain fires neurons in patterns that are very similar to actually performing the action.
So it's almost like my brain is getting a practice run,
Right.
even though I'm not physically holding a cue.
That's a great way to put it.
Oh.
It's like mental rehearsal for your game.
Yeah.
And the more detailed your visualizations, the more impactful they are.
So I shouldn't just imagine sinking the shot.
Right.
I should see the specific angle,
Exactly.
the spin on the cue ball,
Yeah.
the reaction of the other balls on the table.
Exactly. Engage all your senses.
Okay.
And to further enhance this mental practice, combine your visualizations with affirmations.
What kind of affirmations are we talking about?
Simple statements that reinforce your goal and belief in your ability.
Okay.
For example, you might repeat to yourself, I can see the best angles for bank shots, or I consistently control the cue ball.
This is really interesting, and I can definitely see how it could be a powerful tool.
Yes.
But I know we can't just sit around visualizing all day.
Right.
At some point, we actually have to get on the table and practice.
Yes.
What does it mean to practice with intent?
It's about moving beyond just hitting balls aimlessly and treating each practice session like a learning opportunity.
So instead of just racking them up and going through the motions,
Right.
I should be actively observing what's happening.
Yes, observe how the cue ball reacts to different angles and spins, how it caroms off the rails. Watch what happens when you change your grip or stance. Each shot is a chance to gather information and refine your understanding of the game's mechanics. And it's not just about observing the physical aspects of the game.
Oh, okay.
Pay attention to your own mental state as well.
What do you mean by that?
Notice how your focus shifts, how your concentration waxes and wanes.
Yeah.
Are there certain situations where you feel more confident, or others where doubt creeps in?
So it's about becoming aware of my own mental game,
Exactly.
those internal factors that might be helping or hindering my performance.
Exactly. And as you start paying closer attention to both the physical and mental aspects of the game, your RAS will start to filter out distractions
Oh, okay.
and highlight the information that's most relevant to improving your skills.
That makes sense. But no matter how focused I am, I'm still going to miss shots sometimes.
Yeah.
How do I deal with those inevitable misses when I'm practicing with intent?
Instead of getting frustrated, view each miss as valuable data Okay.
Analyze what went wrong.
Yeah.
Did you misjudge the angle? Did you hit the cue ball too hard or too softly? Was your stance off?
So rather than just chalk it up to bad luck,
Right.
I should be actively looking for the cause of the miss
Yeah.
so I can learn from it.
That's the key. Turn each mistake into a mini lesson.
Okay, cool.
And don't forget to celebrate your successes too.
Right.
Every time you sink a difficult shot or execute a strategy perfectly,
Yeah.
acknowledge that accomplishment.
This reminds me of what we were talking about earlier with affirmations.
Yes.
By acknowledging those successes, I'm reinforcing those positive neural pathways
Absolutely.
and telling my RAS, yes, this is what we want more of.
Precisely. Now, you've been doing a great job of asking questions about how to apply these techniques.
Oh, thanks.
Do you have any thoughts so far about how you might incorporate them into your own practice routine?
I'm definitely feeling inspired to be more intentional with my practice. I like the idea of setting a very specific goal for each session.
And visualizing myself achieving it beforehand,
Yeah.
and then during practice, really slowing down and observing each shot, analyzing my misses and celebrating my successes.
Yeah.
It's almost like shifting my mindset from just playing pool to actually studying the game.
That's a fantastic insight. And as you continue practicing with this heightened awareness, you'll be amazed at how quickly your skills improve. You'll start noticing subtle cues that you might have missed before.
Really?
Your decision-making will become faster and more intuitive, and you'll develop a deeper understanding of the game's nuances.
This is also fascinating, and I can see how this approach goes beyond just improving my pool game.
Absolutely.
These skill setting, clear goals, visualizing success, practicing with intention could really be applied to any area of life.
Absolutely. This is about training your brain to be more focused, more aware, and more effective in achieving anything you set your mind to.
Wow.
But let's get back to pool for a moment. There's one more powerful concept we need to explore: flow state. Have you ever experienced those moments when you're playing and everything just clicks?
You mean like being in the zone where time seems to disappear and shots just happen effortlessly? Definitely. But those moments always feel so fleeting and random.
They might seem random, but you can actually train your brain to enter flow state more consistently.
Really?
And you guessed it, the RAS plays a crucial role in achieving this heightened state of performance.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Okay.
Tell me more. How does the RAS help us tap into that magical flow state?
Remember how we talked about the RAS filtering out distractions and focusing on what's important?
Yes.
In flow state, your RAS is laser focused on the task at hand.
Uh-huh.
In this case, playing pool, it blocks out all irrelevant information, so your worries, anxieties, and self-doubt fade away.
That sounds incredible. So I'm not thinking about whether I'm going to win or lose or what people were thinking about my game or what I'm doing later tonight.
Right.
I'm completely absorbed in the present moment.
Precisely, your entire world shrinks down to the felt of the pool table. The weight of the cue in your hand, the trajectory of the balls. Your awareness expands, your senses sharpen, and you feel a deep connection to the game.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, flow state is like the ultimate expression of practicing with intent.
Yes,
Everything we've been talking about comes together in this heightened state of focus and awareness.
that's a great way to put it. And because your RAS is so dialed in, you're able to process information faster, make decisions more intuitively, and execute shots with a level of precision and grace that you didn't even know you were capable of.
It sounds like flow state is like the holy grail of pool playing.
Right.
But is it something that only naturally gifted players can achieve? Or can anyone tap into it?
While some people might find it easier to enter flow state than others, the good news is that it's a skill you can cultivate through practice and intention.
Oh.
And you're right, it does build upon everything we've been discussing today.
So how do we start training our brains for flow state?
Yeah.
Are there specific techniques we can use to access this heightened level of play more consistently?
Absolutely. One of the most powerful techniques is to set a clear intention before you even approach the pool table.
Okay.
Take a few deep breaths, quiet your mind, and visualize yourself playing at your best, experiencing that effortless flow and connection with the game.
So it's like we're priming our RAS
Yeah.
to be on the lookout for those flow state conditions.
Exactly. You're essentially pre-programming your brain for success.
Wow.
Another key element is finding that sweet spot between challenge and skill.
Can you elaborate on that? So what do you mean by the balance of challenge and skill?
Flow state is most likely to occur when you're pushing your abilities just slightly beyond your comfort zone.
Okay.
If the game is too easy, you'll likely get bored. If it's too difficult, you'll become frustrated and discouraged.
That makes sense. Like finding that Goldilocks zone
Right.
where I'm engaged, but not overwhelmed.
Exactly.
So the right opponent is key to getting into flow state.
The right opponent can certainly help, but you can also create that optimal challenge within your own practice sessions.
Yeah.
Try setting up drills that target specific skills you want to improve, gradually increasing the difficulty as you progress.
That's a great tip. So we've set our intention beforehand, and we're playing at a level that challenges us but doesn't discourage us.
Right.
Are there any in-the-moment techniques we can use during the game itself
Yeah,
to help us stay in the flow?
absolutely. One of the most important things is to stay present.
Hmm.
Don't dwell on past mistakes or worry about future outcomes.
Right.
Focus all your attention on the shot in front of you.
That sounds like a mindfulness practice.
You're exactly right. Mindfulness can be a powerful tool for staying in flow.
Okay.
Pay attention to your breath, the feel of your body, the sights and sounds around you.
Yeah.
Use these sensations as anchors to bring you back to the present moment whenever you find your mind wandering.
It's about silencing that inner critic and getting out of my own head.
Precisely. And another helpful tip is to celebrate your successes no matter how small.
Okay.
Each time you sink a shot, acknowledge that accomplishment, even if it's just a mental high five.
Those little wins help build momentum and reinforce the positive feelings associated with flow state,
And
right?
exactly. It's all about creating a positive feedback loop that keeps you energized and engaged. And as you practice these techniques, setting clear intentions, finding the right challenge level, staying present, and celebrating your successes, you'll find that those magical moments of flow become more frequent and more accessible.
This has been an incredible deep dive. We've learned so much about how our brains work and how we can use that knowledge to significantly improve our pool game.
And the beauty of it is that these principles extend far beyond the pool table.
Oh, wow.
The ability to focus your attention, visualize success practice with intention, and enter flow state are valuable skills that can transform any area of your life.
It's been fascinating to explore the connection between our minds and our performance. So as we wrap up, what's one key takeaway you want listeners to remember?
Remember that you have more control over your performance than you might think. By understanding how your RAS works, and by consciously using the techniques we've discussed today, you can train your brain to become a powerful ally in your pursuit of mastery, both on the pool table and in life.
That's a powerful message to end on. Thanks for guiding us through this deep dive. And to our listeners, I encourage you to start experimenting with these techniques and see how they impact your own game. You might be surprised at the results. Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep playing.